Hey Eurovision fans, today we're checking out the 7 songs from UMK, that's Finland's national final. I'm going to show you all of my first reactions from the 7 music videos, and we're going to see who are the contenders to win the UMK Grand Final and represent Finland in Basel. So, let's kiki. So this song is called Nightmares. It's by Neea River. Hopefully I'm saying her name right. Neea. And sometimes we do get pretty good songs first. I believe Sign Kicks last year were the first to release their song and they ended up coming 4th. The year before it was Kira No Business on the Dance Floor and she came 3rd. So they tend to lead with pretty good songs. So I've got high hopes for this. So I think she might be a little bit less well known. I have to admit her styling in the thumbnail is reminding me a little bit of Zulke, Perfect Villain from UMK 2017. This looks like it could be a little bit edgy. And Nightmares is a really super cool title. I presume we're getting a song in English. Neea River singing Nightmares, Wanna Know My Secret Plan. Ooh. Is it all gonna be black and white? Ooh. So we're getting something fun and dancey. Ooh, lovely. She's giving great face. I like this theme of kind of like black and white, but in the forest. Giving me a fairy feel. Ooh, she's playing with light. Could she be doing that the staging? That's very doable on stage now. Giving us a little bit of Marcus and Martinez. Ooh, it's going to be a bop, babe. I think this is going to be bop-tastic. Okay. Just serve me some boppery, please. Oh, yes. It feels like a 90s piano, but actually a little bit more modernized. And that wasn't the chorus, that was a pre-chorus. Okay. Let it rip. Oh, yes. Oh, that's dirty. That's such a dirty beat. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful laying, great production. She's giving me a little, I want a little bit more energy now, but maybe she's holding it for UMK. She's pretty good at serving face. I'm getting a little bit of color now, I love that. There's greens creeping in. This is wonderful. I feel really energized by this. A little bit of that is the hype, a little bit is the song. It's so easy to sit through though. It feels like really well produced, trashy Europop. I don't mean that in a negative way, I mean that in like a real complimentary way. A little bit of butterfly action. Yes, love that. It's got a bit of edge to it. It's got some dark, some evil leather. I love it. Bit of flashing lights as well. Okay, good. That's the energy I like to see. I want to see her own this like totally like pow. Okay, really hope she buzzes into the climax now because this song's got great energy so far. Your fans are gonna absolutely poo their pants about this. This sounds kind of expensive as well. It's not like a real, it's got a bit of high quality production in it. Fabulous use of the lights, showing off her vocals, wonderful. Yeah, great ideas for the staging as well. That was wonderful. Really I'm a little bit conscious of the fact I might have seen like excessively complimentary there. I'm hyped. I love UMK. It is one of my favorite national finals. Even last year, some people were kind of disappointed. I think expectations were too high. I still thought last year was fantastic. This is such a great start because you've got to assume this is not the best song. And I thought that was really entertaining. I love that she had a point of view. She had these blacks and whites and then she went into the color seeping in with these greens. She was wandering around this forest. She had a lot of handwork, maybe a little bit too much. She was kind of like really going like handy. At least she's coming up with some ideas. She sang it well. I liked it when she was really giving me stern. I'd like her to be even more of a bit of a bad bitch into the camera. Really just give me some stank face. Like really show those nightmares who's boss. I liked it. It sounded like a trashy Europop song, but really kind of expensive, like high quality. The type of trashy Europop song that you buy like in Chanel or Yves Saint Laurent or something like that, like expensive Europop. I think the Eurofans are going to absolutely love that. I think she's one of the lesser known artists, so maybe a little bit more unknown on stage. Is she going to be able to perform live? Is she going to have that confidence? It looks like she's going to be up against some pretty high quality and some big names as well. So how is she going to handle that pressure? I liked the thing with the cone of light around her and that she was kind of like putting her hands in and out of it. That could work really well with Nightmares. Maybe have some shadows running behind her. This giving us like a sinister, evil feel on stage. Maybe the shadows could come out and start giving us some beats in the club. It won't make sense. We won't care. We'll be loving it. And she wrote the song herself, which is really cool. Sergio Jaén, who did the staging for Bambi last year, super amazing young talent from Spain. He is going to be on the creative team in UMK, and I think he's going to love this. He loves kind of horror movie influences. This is called Nightmare. I think this is totally going to fit in with his aesthetic, and this might become like one of his little pet projects. Hittamin Hautan, which I'm assured means slower to the grave, which is a very interesting title. So I've been told that this is a fast song about slowing down. Thanks to Alina for that comment. And also thanks to Tommi Laitinen, who's told me that Nelli Matula is an established artist in Finland, still young. She's released 2 albums and both of them were top 10 in the Finnish album sales chart. Her songs have been released in Finnish. So this is kind of cool. Is she going to have a little bit of an R&B tinge? Is she going to give us a little bit of pop art? I don't know. I've got a screenshot. It looks absolutely stunning. We've got these pinks and grays. It is one of the things I really picked out in the little preview video that they showed us at the UMK artist announcement. This was the music video I think I was the most hyped for. I don't know what to expect as well, which is really exciting, other than it's going to be in Finnish. Okay, this is Nelli Matula singing Ittamin Autan Wanna Namasikapan. Ooh. Oh, lovely beginning. Like a siren. Very hypnotic, mesmerizing. That color palette is freaking gorgeous. Okay. Thinky with a beat. Love her outfit as well. Lovely instrumentation. Very intriguing. Oh, she's got some moves on her. Is she giving us a little bit of salsa there? She Dancing with the Stars alumni? Oh yeah, she really does. She's our proper dance training. Beautiful imagery. That pink ocean, so gorgeous. Oh, and I've turned subtitles on and getting them in English. I stopped to look at the clouds and I don't mind. Lovely energy so far. Oh, that's lovely. That feels very nostalgic. I'm getting a very comforting 90s, noughties feel. Maybe a little bit early actually, maybe early 90s, 80s. Lovely beat. Great progression throughout the song. Finnish is such a freaking pretty language, so pretty. We haven't sung a song in Finnish in a while, have we? Cha-cha-cha. Epic fail. Yeah, really great pace, energy. I like the energies in the music video as well. That's so divine. I love that beautiful sandy beach. It's giving me a little bit of 80s kind of energy. And she's working the floor as well. She's all over the place. She's busy. She's earning that place, earning her money. And she's swinging from the stand there. Yes, queen. Oh, she's serving a little bit of face as well. Oh, she getting pissed off? Taking my sweet time. I think that song is about slowing down and appreciating. I'm so obsessed with the swing on the chandelier. I think we need that on the UMK stage. Oh, is she trying to break out of her little beach house? Getting some nice ad-libs coming in. It's a slow burner, but I really like it. It doesn't have a very clear hook. It's just overall like really cool, cute vibe. And that flew by. Really quick 3 minutes. And now she's just serving 100% face. Non-stop face serving. Fantastic. Another really great song. These songs just feel so quick. I think it's great as well that they give them their own day. It really gives them their own moment to shine. You know, when I do these big videos with 30, 40 songs, it really is hard sometimes to give each one the proper attention that you want to, because you're just washed out. Like I just finished reviewing the 24 songs in Dora, And I really, really liked some of them, but some of them I just couldn't concentrate. That had my complete and utter attention. It took me all over the place. It started off kind of like calmer, and then we had that kind of like 80s, 90s nostalgia coming in. We had a little bit more energy. She was swinging from the chandelier. That peach gray color palette, I absolutely love. I don't know if it's AI or CGI effects in the background, but I love the world building. This kind of like mysterious, handy, lonesome beach hut that she was living in with her like chandelier, and she like broke a hole into the wall looking out to the sea. What I was gathering is that it's a song about like living in the moment, slower to the grave. I think it's kind of like a carpe diem, YOLO, just like slow down, look at what's around you, enjoy those little moments in life. I'm guessing. Great contrast as well with the first song. Not a super huge contrast. I gotta be honest, like they both had that kind of like up tempo, they had good energy to them. She wasn't going like real drama, melancholy like Lysandra was. I think I'm gonna go in for an off-camera second listen. That's absolutely wonderful. There's some elements of it which I feel like a nod to Barbie, kind of like Finnish concrete philosophical Barbie, which I kind of love, breaking out of like societal constraints a little bit. Yeah, I think I was right about the theme of the song. It is about like seizing the moment, being more present. There's one lyric, I woke up and I called my mother. Really, really cute. Love that. She looks great. I think like the staging is really going to focus on her dancing. She looks like she's classically trained. Even when she's spinning on the chandelier, she's pointing her toes. Fabulous extensions. She looks really, really good. And she looks comfortable and strong in her dancing. I feel like she's got that in her pocket to make her stand out a little bit more. I love that music video. I thought it was really, really engaging. I love the meaning behind the song as well. So we've got depth there. The song itself, I think I'm going to download it and probably listen to it a bit. I don't think it's going to be like my top most played song, but that's still much better than me not wanting to download it at all. So today we're going to have some male energy, which is cool, mixing it up a little bit. So the word Surprising means messed up, effed up. I actually recognize this song title because it's a song from the Naughties from Anti-Disco from his album New York. Thank you to Alina, one of my patrons from Finland, who gave me a little bit of background on him. She says the word to describe the song was juhlat, which means like a party celebration, which I'm a little bit surprised by because the short clip we got of the music video looks quite dark. She says the song means messed F up in the sense of intoxication, similar to cha-cha-cha. But since Costee often talks about mental health issues in his lyrics, it's possible that it could have a similar meaning to paskana. Another comment from Tommy Latanen, who says Costee is also an established artist. He's a singer-songwriter who plays drums, guitar and bass. His style is a little hard to define. He's not solid pop either because his songs are often about dying or mental health issues. With what I know, I think he is this year's sex main. Last year, Mania, fabulous song. I really, really like that with amazing staging. Costee has released 3 albums and all of them have been in the top 10 in Finnish album charts. His songs have been released in Finnish. So getting a song in Finnish, could it be similar to Sex Main? Very, very exciting. UMK is definitely taken over January for me. January is now UMK month. Costee Surprising, wanna know my secret bang? Ooh, kind of a sinister beginning. Ooh, lovely voice. Very dark imagery so far. Okay. Interesting lyrics so far. You tried to warn me. Okay, it is got energy to it. It's got a beat. It feels like it's building up into something maybe climactic. Oh, this is lovely so far. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit angst in what he's saying. It's translating through Finnish. Oh, a bit of a change up there. Sekaisin. Messed up on so many substances, but most I mess up over you. Okay, so it's a love song. This is a happier chorus than I was expecting. I think I preferred the verse a little bit more than the chorus. Okay, let's hear some growth. Nice beat there. Yeah, I felt like the chorus was a little bit... I like the verses more, the feel of that. This is lovely. Oh, he's showing off a little bit of flesh. Been hitting the gym. He's got a lot of this going on. An interpretive dance. I was not expecting that. I feel like the chorus sounds quite hopeful. Yeah, this is not what I was expecting as a package. We've got 4 interpretive lady dancers. Don't know if the chorus is really hitting like I want it to. Okay, going to a bridge. This is great energy now. I feel like a real bubbling. Messed up over you. Okay, into a mini key change. Yeah, it's solid. And yeah, that bit just sounds a little bit nostalgic for me. The melody of the chorus, yeah. I'll just be real with you. I think that's probably my least favorite of the three. I really like the mood at the start. It felt kind of like dark and sinister. And then the chorus just felt, this sounds bad, it felt too hopeful, or it felt like too happy or something, that note structure. Yeah, it just felt like maybe a bit too PG, I think. I wanted like a little bit more edge, a little bit of darkness in the chorus. I did like some of the energy as it went through. I think my big issue is that chorus just didn't really slap for me. Verse was really, really cool. I felt the suspense building up. I was kind of like excited to go into the second verse after the first chorus, which I suppose is not a great song. Usually the chorus is the bit that you love. I have to admit, I think the moment with him in the light with the four dancers, again, I was just getting like a little bit of Melfest, or not even Melfest, but just kind of like standard. I don't know why I expected him to give us something a little bit more edgy. I think because he's talked about difficult topics in the past, so maybe I was expecting the imagery to be a little bit more storytelling. I wasn't really getting storytelling there. He was kind of hanging out beside a fence, and then there were four ladies in suits who danced around it, and there were these flashing images of, from what I remember, animals. Song-wise, it seemed like the song was messed up over you, a partner, a girl. On the storytelling note though, while editing, I did notice that he opens up his chest to show off this like bird tattoo, and then we see a neon version of that in the sky. So I wonder, is that a tattoo that he got for this person that he's sarcasmed over? Maybe there is a little bit of storytelling there that I missed on my first look. I hope that the stage show goes even bigger, maybe takes a few more risks, because I feel melodically of the three songs so far, this is the least exhilarating. So maybe he can make up for that by really coming in big with the meaning of the song, giving us something a little bit edgy on stage. And hopefully that could give him a little bit more of a competitive edge in the final. Obviously not bad, but I think I've got pretty high standards for UMK. I think I don't want to come out of a song saying it's not bad. I want to come out and be like, wow, UMK is so good. I don't know if I would download that, whereas I have downloaded the first two songs. I'm going for a very quick second listen before I commit to those comments. Nah, I feel pretty confident. I like the verse. I especially like the latter part of the verses, which have like the heavier beat coming in. Really like that. It gets me anticipation, and then the chorus drops and it's just not effective for me. It just doesn't click. Editing Tom here, I just had to jump in and say I remembered which song this reminds me of, and that is Wake Up from Elliot, Belgium 2019, where I had this really cool, sinister, dark pop verse, and then it went into a chorus, and the chorus just felt absolutely flat for me. I think that Wake Up had a stronger verse, but a weaker chorus. But it's a similar thing where when the chorus hit, I just got a different mood, a different shift, and it just didn't work, and I didn't feel like the chorus was strong enough. Today we're getting Viivi. She is a 25-year-old from Turku. I believe she's a little bit of an up-and-coming artist. We've got a comment here from Tommy Laitanen. Viivi is also an established artist. She has released only one album. She is a ballad singer, mainly about relationships. Her debut album hit #1 in the album charts, and she has quite a good record with songs in the top 10. Her songs are released in Finnish. So we can see she did have that album, which is such a long title. Parisu de Haitausman, Relationship Cemetery, which, if that is the correct translation, would be a really good indicator of maybe what she likes to sing about, the cemetery of relationship. And if you look at her singles, they've been 3rd, 7th, 2nd, 1st, 5th, 13th, 8th, and 7th in the Finnish charts. So this is someone who's been regularly in the charts since 2020. She's only 25 years old as well, so she's a young talent. So this is kind of exciting. I think she's one of the bigger names in the contest this year. We've also seen some comments from the artist reveal. Somebody described this as being a song that is going to be played at Finnish weddings for a long time. I think it's going to be a very dear and tender ballad. We usually have one of these wonderful ballads every year. We know that aina means always. I do think it's quite difficult to win UMK with this 75% televoting system currently. We saw even Baskana, which was really popular in the community, still couldn't compete in the televote with Windows 95 Man. Excited for this, a little bit of hype. This is Viivi, Aina, Want to Know My Secret Bang. Okay, opening shot, I think that's a thistle. How could I ever thank you? Words alone won't do it. Her voice is very delicate, very softly spoken. Beautiful image of her in a boreal forest. She's wearing what looks like a little bit like a wedding dress. Lovely. It does show off the Finnish language, which is absolutely gorgeous. Very intense, very soft, very demure, very mindful. Ooh. And she's got a black hole behind her, or dark sun. Absolutely stunning imagery here. This black hole behind her, changing from green to gold. That violin, so lovely. And we're building a bit into the second chorus now. We've got a little bit of a beat coming in. She's mixing it up. A little bit of light choreography now, very flowy. She's got good connection with the camera as well. A little bit of playful look away. I like these small moments. You can get a little bit of a sway to this. I can see this at weddings. I get what they're saying. Oh, the farce is gone. It's also about the environment. Okay, so we're getting maroon, dark reds now. Lovely. I make this promise now. It will only ever be you. So it's a love song for eternity. Really stirring, great arrangement. Sounds very professionally produced. And now it looks like a moonbinder, so we're getting a little bit of celestial imagery. Lovely. Is she going to do something into the last third? Yeah. Oh, she's really building up lovely now. This is great big build. That's very nice. Lovely. I love this split between the green and the gold. Really lovely. Really climactic energy. I feel the energy. Her voice is restrained. She's not showing off too much. It's very pretty, but she's not belting it, which is nice. Very, very delicate. That is so lovely. I love the restraint that was showed on it. There were moments of power, but it was very soft like a cloud throughout the whole thing. Her movement was very, very sweet. No sudden movements. Her voice was very delicate throughout the whole thing. Like she was picking her words very precisely and thinking about them. They were thoughtful and had weight behind them. I liked how it built as well. The start was really, really slow, but they brought us in with that beautiful imagery of her in the alpine forest. And then we had that switch into gold. And then we had the room. I wasn't as mad on the one in the room where it was actually kind of the UMK colors, this beautiful fuchsia colored purple pink. And then she had a moonbinder. That I don't think was as exciting as an imagery. I preferred the forest. I was trying to catch just a couple of the lyrics. I was flicking my eyes down every once in a while. It seems to be about an eternal love. I'm thinking that would that qualify? I think that would qualify. You know, we have seen ballads do okay. It's not like ballads like automatically die the second they get to the Eurovision semi-finals. I think they do have a little bit more of a struggle because there's so many voters at home which are going to react to joyful emotions much quicker. I think it's harder to get someone to pick up the phone for a tender emotional moment, but it is possible. Yolanda qualified last year, Monica Linkite, Paolo qualified, Ramonda qualified. So these songs can definitely get through. They've got a really gorgeous concept, very sincere performance and presentation. And that definitely had it. I liked the idea of being in this summer Finnish forest. That's a really, really cool image they can bring hopefully to the UMK stage. I love that kind of like hazy feel, like we're in twilight dusk in summer or something like that. But I like the close-up camera cuts because it kind of brought us into that world and gave us a real feeling and emotion. She had great connection with the camera, sometimes staring off to the distance, giving us a little bit of eternity, but then also giving us some looks towards the camera. I like the little smirk she did to the side as well, just adding in a little bit that this is a positive song. It's like serious, but it's not like doom and gloom. Yeah, I can see why people were describing this as a wedding song. Very, very pretty. It's the type of thing that Finnish people might have on as they're walking up towards the altar. What are some of its weaknesses? I do think that a song like this is just going to have a little bit of a tougher time with the televote. I think there's no doubt this is going to do well with the jury. But yeah, with the televote, UMK has a 75-25 system, which I think has been doing very well for them. I think she'll be able to build a connection with them because she's got these beautiful lyrics. But then I also thought the same about Paskana. You know, Paskana did well. You know, she got 23% of the televote, 51,000 votes, whereas Windows 95 got 72,000 votes, 32%. So, you know, she wasn't a huge way off. She was 11% behind. But we've got some songs this year which I think are going to be real televote bait songs. Puppy, I think, is our next song coming up. And then Erika Vikman, I think she's just huge. And I think her song is going to be quite daring. Ikkoma. Maybe they should really sit into their mood being so different from those kind of like big loud songs and just say, look, we can't compete with them for loudness and bigness. Let's be calm. let's be beautiful, let's be delicate. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So that might actually be the best strategy for her, is what they did in the music video. Get some like fireflies buzzing around and give us a little bit of a magical fairy forest. Like she's maybe a little bit of a fairy princess, but she doesn't have pointy ears or anything. This is my second listen. Yeah, that's absolutely stunning. And I've just realized as well, we've had 3 songs out of 4 which are in Finnish, which I absolutely love. And I think that showed off the beauty of Finnish the most. That a little bit more stripped back and you could really hear it. It's so, so pretty as a language. I wonder, could they somehow do it that she's like being consumed by trees? I wonder if that would be like a cool story, kind of giving the sense of she's been there so long for eternity that the trees have like eaten her. Could they do that like projecting onto her dress, or I don't know. Get like the vines to climb up or something. I'm just coming up with ideas, but I would like to see maybe a small story on stage implies the progression of time. I think if it's just her standing around kind of like lying on grass and looking lovely, I think maybe just needs to do a little bit more if they really want to compete with those other songs who are going to be much, much more bam, pow. So today we're going to be looking at One Morning Left. I believe that they are a metalcore, post-hardcore, electronic-core, all these different variations of metalcore music that I didn't know existed. I'm going to learn about them now. We always have at least one rock metal song in UMK. I think it is very much part of the Finnish music identity. If we didn't have some rock music in UMK, it would feel really, really weird. So I think that this is going to satisfy our need this year. In the last couple of years, we've had Sidekicks and obviously Kari as well. Kari is not so much rock, but that kind of like alternative to pop essentially. Funnily enough, I was actually looking up Finland's results since 1990. So correct me if I'm wrong with any of this, Finnish people. And since then, they've been in the top 11 4 times. Lordi won in 2006 with a rock song. 2014, Soft Engine came 11th with a rock song. 2021, Blind Child came 6th with Dark Side, which was new metal. And then obviously Kaya in 2023. So if you look at Finland's 4 best results since 1990, they are all alternative, harder non-pop songs. If you look at their best pop song in that time period, you have to go back to 1998, Idea singing Ava coming 15th. So I don't think that you could blame me for saying I think that rock and these heavier musics is one of the things that Finland does the best. I love Finnish pop. I think it's really, really beautiful. I've loved the 4 songs we've had so far, but it does seem like the better results come from these harder entries, which maybe Finland just do a little bit better than everyone else in Europe. Okay, One Morning Left have been going since 2008, and Viivi singing clean vocals, where Mika singing unclean vocals. I've never heard that terminology in music before, so I'm going to learn something new today. I'm not going to pretend to be a metalcore expert, but I'm hoping that they're going to be able to build the bridge between metalcore and Eurovision. Okay, lots of hype about this. I feel this is a song that could potentially be in my top 10 at the end of the season. I do have a soft spot for the slightly odd, unusual songs. This is One Morning Left singing Puppy. Wanna know my secret bang? Oh. Some Eurovision Laz, a classic. I feel like this could be a bridge. Oh my gosh. It's very heavy. Oh, it's much heavier than Karia was. Eat, sleep, play, and puke. Against in English as well. Oh, it's very heavy. I don't know if a lot of people are going to be able to digest this. Okay, we're getting to a little more like electro techno dance. It definitely puts a smile on your face, but it's intense. Okay, this is the bridge. Yes, this is much more accessible to your fans. The puppy heavy bit now. What are they doing on stage? Are they dressed as puppies? It is making me laugh, but I don't know if I want to listen to it. Eat, sleep, and poop. Okay, that is what puppies do in fairness. Do the pulse smell good? I've never noticed that before. Okay, the camera moments I can feel a little bit more that people are going to be able to listen to. This bit's good. This is the strong bit. And you can hear the melody, and it's calmer. This is going to be so divisive. Oh, there's a dance. Okay, it's pretty easy as well. It's accessible. God. Okay, I can hear some electronic elements coming as well. I like it. It's energetic. I just wonder, I think there's going to be people who really hate this. This bit it's so intense. Have we ever had anything this like proper hardcore in Eurovision. This is making Cha-Cha-Cha look tame. And the confetti and everything, this is just pure chaos, insanity. Oh my god. Oh, and there's an outro. Yeah, that's how I felt after watching that video. Yeah, I gotta say, you could see, I had a smile on my face for most of it because it was just so naughty. It's very Finnish. Like, if you just showed that to me, what country is that? I would immediately guess Finland. So it feels very Finnish, and I feel like Finland is one of the few countries that can actually send something like that, and it feels authentic. It doesn't feel like a gimmick. They can pull it off. And like I said, there's all those top 11 results. I'm not saying that's coming top 11, but there's 4 times that Finland have come top 11 since 1990, have been kind of what stuff. That feels really wild. I felt Kari did an amazing job of building a bridge between his style of music and Eurovision. That felt, I think, is going to be a little bit more difficult of a sell to someone who likes girly bops. I don't think the girly bop crowd are really going to love Puppy. I did feel like there were moments in it, the moments I pointed out in the reaction that I felt were really, really clever. They sounded much more accessible. They sounded a little bit more calmer. You could hear the melody more clearly. It didn't have that, I'm guessing what is the unclean vocal, that kind of raspy shouting is the unclean vocal. I think that some people are going to have a little bit of trouble with that. I have to admit, I didn't mind it. Like, the first time it was quite shocking because we got one right at the start. And then by the time we got to the third one, I was kind of like more used to it. Reminding me a tiny bit of the vocal from Blood and Glitter, Lord of the Lost Chris Hams, although I'm reading their gothic metal, so they're kind of a different genre, but he did kind of have that raspy vocal, which I think is quite technically difficult to sing. It's quite hard on your throat, I think. So yeah, I feel like they've kind of not done too much of that. I don't know what their normal music is like, if they've reduced the amount of unclean vocals compared to normal. I'm going to go through my second list and I'll focus more on the lyrics then, but like, you know, do you want to play on poo? But it's just like, here, switch your brain off. I think this is more just like party, let yourself be free like a puppy. So many fun things they can do in the staging. The music video was very, very, very chaotic. I don't know if they'll be able to do that kind of chaos on the stage because that worked because they were in a small space and they're obviously able to do lots of edits. What are they going to do on the Eurovision stage? We know that Sergio Hayen is part of the creative team. I think he's really going to like this one as well. Lots of very, very different songs so far. This is really going to stand out just from the fact it is so freaking different from the first 4 songs we've heard. I do feel Erika's probably going to have something a little bit naughty as well. That's going to be good in a way because I think if it was just them and then 6 very tame songs, I think it's almost just going to become a referendum on One Morning Left because they're just going to have their fans and then the fans of the 6 pop songs are going to be spread out. So hoping that we're going to have someone else who's also giving us a little bit of edge later. I think Goldielocks might be giving us a bit of an indie edge. It doesn't sound as melodically addictive as Cha-Cha-Cha was. Like Cha-Cha-Cha, I downloaded almost immediately. I'm going to go for my second listen now. Let me form that opinion. Okay, I really love that. The clean vocal part, I really like. The melody in there is great. I do like the unclean vocal as well. And there were some bits I didn't notice in the first time. There's like a piano riff that comes in around halfway through, which is a little bit quiet. I like it was a little bit more prominent. It comes in on its own once, and then it's in the background, but it's a little bit covered up. And then there's a really nice electronic crescendo at the end as well. So the song is well constructed. They've got the little dance in there. It feels like there is some olive branches given from metalcore to Eurovision. I think it would be really interesting to have metalcore in Eurovision, like we've never had that before. This is going to be really divisive. Some people in the community are going to absolutely effing hate this. And that's just the way it is. You can't like every song each year. I wish people would be less fixated on the songs they don't like. You don't have to like everything, but you don't have to also go on about how much you don't like songs either. That's something I think could be a little bit better in the community. I actually see myself downloading that. I really did enjoy watching it the second time. And it made me realize how quickly the first time flew by. There was lots of stuff happening. I was super stimulated. There was no drag. I like the dance thing. For that, me, that is the most indicative thing that they're like, okay, we know that we're in a Eurovision competition and we could potentially go to that. We are ready to dance. Also crazy they've been around since 2008. They've toured a lot. They've been to lots and lots of countries. They're very, very experienced. So I'm expecting something professional on stage. They've done a lot of concerts. So I think that they're going to be able to deliver live. I think what staging concept they pick could make or break this. If they do something that makes people laugh and smile, we saw how powerful that was last year with Windows 95 Man. That could be the thing that gets them the ticket to Basel. Like if this goes to Basel, it's just going to stand out a million billion miles. Like you can already see this is going to qualify for the final very easily. What it does in the final, who knows? Could it do as well as Cha-Cha-Cha? Or could it be like Windows 95 Man and kind of not flop, but just not do particularly much in the final. I think that's kind of an exciting thing to discover, and it's something new in Eurovision as opposed to sending something that we kind of know. I'm really, really excited for today. This feels like a little bit of a wild card. I'm wondering, is she going to be giving us an indie pop fix, which is not something that I associate with UMK, but would be very, very welcome. Let's find out a little bit about Goldielocks. Her real name is Smthngnw. It seems like she's been going since early 2020. She released her EP in November 2023, and apparently her music combines classical band elements with contemporary indie influenced pop. She currently lives in Berlin, and she's written music for Gazelle, Abru and Sarasipala. I don't think she wrote Baskana, but so overall, I think that she is one of the less well-known artists. I had a lot of people leaving me comments say that they looked through her back catalogue after she was announced as an artist in UMK, and they've been really pleasantly surprised with her music. So she could be a little bit of a secret gem, but I'm extremely intrigued by the concept of a thinky indie song, because I can't really think. I suppose Oliveira, Thank God I'm an Atheist, had like a thinky indie twist to it, but the small thumbnail I've gotten from this looks like it could have a lot of like really interesting, striking metaphors. It actually reminds me of the scenery from Papa Ute from Stromae, Hamlet Americana style. Goldielocks singing Made Of. Wanna know my secret bank? Ooh, oh, that's a lovely beginning. Feels a little bit nostalgic there. She's lying in this mini village. Ooh, her voice has got a unique quality to it. I love this like slow pan moving into her. Oh, that outfit's amazing. Oh, she's got a lovely androgyny to her. The styling, the makeup. Ooh, that sounds very cool. Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, yes, yes. I think this will be a palate cleanser for people who didn't like Puppy. She's got a calmness and a kind of maturity and thought to her. That What He Made Of is a real hook. Really, really, really cool so far. This feels very... Can't think of anything in UMK we've had recently like this. It really does feel super fresh. The hair of the village is such a cool image. Reminded me a little bit of La Noia. Love how she's used her scene to make this mini village that she's like a big monster in, like an otaku. Oh, she's got a rabbit and everything. This is wonderful. There's a really cool images here. She's storytelling. Okay, chorus again. Yeah, it's got a real easy listening to it, super accessible. But it's got a little bit of indie edge to it as well. So it just sounds a bit fresh, bit different from lots of other songs we've heard this season. I love the rabbit making a cameo. We got puppies, we got rabbits. They all have a spirit animal. Okay, nice little mix up in the bridge. Very easy to sit through this. It's really easy listening. She's quite playful as well. She's quirky, giving us a little bit of a horror movie moment here. She's got the coolest visual concept so far, I think. Okay. Not a huge pow into the last chorus. A little bit of ad-libbing in the back. Okay, I'd like a little bit more of a flurry now. Okay, here it comes. Yeah, so visually stimulating, and she's acting well. She's given a great character. It's funny, it's quirky, pulling at her hair. Yeah, she's just very artistic. That really, really, really flew by. Gosh, I think the key takeaway I have from that straight away is that was so easy to listen to, but it didn't sound derivative. I wasn't like, oh, I've heard this song before. It had some influences, like the guitar rhythm reminded me a little bit of Michael Jackson, so kind of like 70s, 80s music production. Yeah, God, it was just so buttery. Really, really easy to listen to. Very, very pleasant. Had a couple of hooks in it. I watched that and I immediately want to listen to the song again. A lot of stuff going on visually. So after having 4 Finnish songs to open, we've now had her second English song in a row. I loved her styling. She was giving me a little bit of like 70s Charlie's Angels, but then also a little bit of Bond villain, a little bit of Power Ranger. There were lots of cool influences there mixed together in her costume. I think there was a handprint on it as well. She was playing with her hair. She was crawling along, giving us some horror movie. So there was wonderful characterization here. Lots of different characters as well, walking through this miniature town. I get the impression all of the UMK artists are told they're only allowed to have one scene. They can't move between 5 different scenes. You know, we've seen everyone pretty much seems to be in a box and then they do something in that box. So really clever use by her to build this miniature city so that she could give herself multiple tableaus. She was sitting at the gas station. She had her hair spread out. That was an absolutely stunning tableau, where she really reminded me of the music video for Angelina Mango, La Noia. She did a similar thing. Like, the keyword for me is just cool. That was super, super, super cool. There's gonna be so many people who will really, really feel rejuvenated from that after Puppy, which was super divisive. Some people loving Puppy, some people just, it's not their cup of tea. As someone who likes both, I think those are both wonderful songs in totally different ways. But I think the thing I'm most excited about is the fact that this feels like a really like highbrow editorial kind of thinky feel that we just don't really get that much in Eurovision national finals at all. I do think that like in general, like indie music kind of looks down on Eurovision a bit. I think that's one of the reasons that we don't get indie music that much. We got lots in Supernova Latvia this year. Wonderful. If you haven't seen Supernova, go watch that. It's fabulous. Okay, I'm going to go in for a quick second listen now. Yeah, God, that's just, it's really, really fantastic. That seems like it would have a very, very broad appeal. Like, I can absolutely see that being a mainstream song that would do really, really well. Jury would absolutely love that. I hope that she can deliver a big performance. I hope she doesn't get drowned out. There are some very big voices this year. And I think that maybe she just lean into her individuality. She's got some really cool quirkiness. Bring that edgy feel. I like the music video. It had some like sepia tones to it and also some Arctic lighting as well. Giving me a little bit of a Wes Anderson feel. The Royal Tenenbaums, Moonrise Kingdom, those type of films that have that kind of nostalgic feel for the 70s and 80s. I got some of the styling and color palettes from that. So maybe she can really lean into that. I think she's going to stand out a lot because no one else really is doing her thing. A lot more close cuts, no big wide panning shots. Bring us into a little crazy, weird world. I think that looked really great. Loved her outfit with the two hands coming up her legs, giving us superhero villain spy. Really cool. Loved her makeup as well. The heavy mascara. Does that have enough power and oomph stand over these louder entries? That's something that they're going to have to work on, and that's going to have to come through in the staging. Today we're going crazy for Erika Vikman. Of course, we know Erika Vikman from UMK before. She was in 2020 where she came second with her song Cicciolina, which I think was one of her big breakout songs. I think she was known before that, but that was like her big stepping up into the spotlight. I didn't realize, but she initially started as a Finnish tango singer in 2016, and then now she's progressed to kind of like naughtier things. She's 31, she's born in Tampere, so she's going to have home support in the UMK final, and she is another artist who's had a #1 album in Finland. The album was called Erika Vikman. Not a very matching title, but it went to #1 in August in 2021. She also had several top 10 singles and a #1 single with Gaia in 2024, Ruoska, which I believe was the interval act for last year's UMK. So she's really well known, huge amount of hypes for this. On top of that, she was the last artist revealed, so she got this gigantic reaction from the UMK crowd at the artist reveal ceremony. I think the hype for this has been absolutely gigantic, particularly for people who haven't really found the song that they love yet. I think they're saying, Erika Vikman, save me. I don't need to be saved. I'm already very happy with what we've gotten so far. I'm not going to complain if we get even more delicious music from UMK. I have a feeling this is going to be naughty. Ik komme means I'm coming, which, in case you don't know the English implications for that, it is when you are being intimate with someone and you're communicating with them that you're about to finish quite soon and you're just letting them know. I'm assuming that's what the song might mean. In any case, I'm really excited for this. I think this could be one of those, you know where you were when you first saw it moments of the season. I don't want to overhype it too much because that puts too much pressure on her. I'm just hoping that she delivers a really fun show and the UMK final becomes really competitive. Okay, this is Erika Vikman. Ik komme, one and my secret bank. Oh, big starting. Come on, Erika. Oh, yes. Oh, I love, oh my goodness, she looks amazing. Oh, fabulous. This looks luxury, editorial, Goldfinger, boss villain, Bond villain. She looks sublime. Okay, sounds naughty and electronic. Just make yourself at home. Do what you want. And when you come, okay. Oh, oh wow. Oh, that feels so unusual and different. It's like a weird shanty thing. It's really cool. It's very alluring, but it's surprising. It does come forward. This doesn't sound like, okay, yeah. Really, really cool beginning. It's hard to compare to other things. It sounds quite unique. Oh, I love that electronic thing coming in. Verses are cool. It's really captivating my attention really well. A lot of that is her. She's got a real seductiveness to her. This is good. It sounds sinister. Grab my ass. Yes, please. Just shout encore. Oh my god. It's such an unusual chorus. It's feel good. It's happy. There's like a gravitas behind it. It's catching me off guard. That's a good thing. This is definitely competitive. I can tell already. Oh, she's going to be so naughty on stage. You can see that dancing background. I wonder, did she train in tango? She's got great body awareness as she moves everywhere, all the way down to her toes. A little bit of a pause here. I wonder, is this a dance break or something's happening on stage? Feel like we're building up to a climax now. She knows how to write a Eurovision song. It's so epic. This is like show-stopping. Yeah, and we're building up to a big climax, but it sounds like her still. Those legs from your part were naughty. Okay, this is the climax of the song. No pun intended. Okay, yes. The metaphor of the song is becoming apparent in the music. It's like that when you fall in love. Wow. Oh my god. So intense. Oh my god, that was so intense. First start, I was like trying to work it out because I was trying to, usually when I do these reviews, I try and compare it to something I've heard before. Like, what does this feel like? That felt really unique and special. I think she did a great job of creating her own Erika Vikman sound and world. We have this kind of like chanting, which in hindsight reminded me a little bit of Go West. Maybe that kind of like Go West in the background. Beautiful imagery of her on this golden rotating disc, super sensual and sexual. I think it's pretty clear that the ending of the song is meant to symbolize the ending of a successful intimate thing that they've done together. And it also fits in with Eurovision. I'm a big person that Eurovision songs need to climax. I think mainstream music can get away with being like more calm and steady, but I do think in Eurovision, where you need to like keep things moving, having a big climax crescendo at the end really is a big thing. That was something I was missing a little bit from Goldielocks, as much as I enjoyed the song. That really did have the climax there. That 3 minutes flew by. That felt like 30 seconds because it was just like, pwah, pow, bam, bam, bam. Visually, she's a fantastic mover. She's incredibly confident. The way she moves every part of her body in a very purposeful way is extremely mesmerizing. I presume if she was a tango singer that she learned tango, because you can really see that as she's able to manipulate every part of her body. And that for me really is what makes a great dancer stand out. It's not just like hitting the move, it's giving those little extra flourishes, which is bringing it to that next level, playing a character, giving us emotion, giving us a backstory to the choreography. Loved the dancers around here covered in kind of gold goo. We love a bit of gold goo. Yeah, what did the goo represent? You can decide. Definitely competitive. I think that people who were really hyped for Erika won't be disappointed. Couldn't pick out a super obvious hook, but I didn't care really because I enjoyed the whole song and it was very easy to sit through. I felt like I had more than enough stimulation. I didn't feel like I needed something extra. Very curious to go in for a second listen now because so much was happening. I was trying to process this all in. I'll just do it now. Oh, that is absolutely spectacular. You know, I was watching that and I really was getting that this could actually do something really impactful in the Eurovision final. It's just got that bigness, epicness. Wow, top tier. Now, obviously, this is just based on current information, the song, the music video. She still needs to deliver staging, on-stage presence, the vocals, all that. But just on that, that could be top 5 in Eurovision, I think. Now, don't quote me on that yet, because we're waiting for more stuff we need to see in the UMK final. If I'm saying it could be top 5 after the UMK final, then you can start quoting me. But that's just got something really power about it. And the writing of the song is so clever because it really, really does ramp up. And that really fits into what's something that can work on the Eurovision stage. I can definitely see that if done correctly, that could be top 5. Possibly even better. I'm not going to say that could win Eurovision, but if you told me that at this point in the season that that's what won Eurovision because she absolutely freaking nailed the staging, that sounds plausible to me. It's just got that next. I'm actually checking the odds and Finland have moved up to 9th. Okay, so it's not just me. I'm wondering, is that a little bit because of Puppy as well? Yeah, it had already moved up because of Puppy, but I think it's staying there because of Erika Vikman as well. The song is this really cool 80s feel, but it doesn't sound derivative. This doesn't sound like Dua Lipa to me. A lot of the 80s songs do have a similar sound to it. This sounds unique, actually sounding a little bit more like the Pet Shop Boys to me. My references might be way off, but I feel like this is Erika Vikman 80s electronic feel. Really wonderful, fantastic energy throughout the whole thing. I love that the song is actually about something. These lyrics are wonderful. It's in Finnish, which is so cool. That's another reason that I think this could be really special on the Eurovision stage. People in Eurovision are really loving non-English songs lately, especially if what's going on stage is just kind of crazy manic excitement. I think it makes it even more alluring. This is such a freaking clever package. At this point in time, I would have to say that this has got to be the favorite to win UMK. You know, obviously we need to see what the stage shows are going to be. Someone could come up with a really, really big gun. but she's in her hometown. She's a really established artist who's delivered. It sucks when an established artist turns up with a really mediocre song and then they kind of do okay because they've got their fan base. This deserves to be one of the songs that could win. Absolutely. That, even if I didn't know who Erika Vikman was, well, it really is ticking off so many of those boxes, which I think other countries, when they're preparing their Eurovision entries, try to tick off but aren't very effective. They're ticking the wrong boxes. This is like ticking the right boxes. I loved the shaved head dancer who was dripping the oil on her. This circle of lubricant, so iconic. Oh, I think this is just absolutely wonderful. I think Binge would be very, very, very wise if the UMK staging delivers. I think this would be a fantastic representative for them. And you know, we had the kind of wildness of Puppy, which is really, really cool and crazy, but I feel lyrically is kind of a little bit weak. This is the wildness and craziness, but it has a meaning. She's talking about an important part of her life, an important aspect of that lovemaking sequence. And this is clearly something she wants to communicate, is that she likes this part of that, and she communicates it very well. Love the gold, love the color palette, tens across the board. I'm so hyped to see this at Eurovision if it wins. I think it might win. So that's all 7 of the songs in UMK this year. I'm going to do an analysis video in the next week where I talk about who I think are the contenders to win. What strategies do I think different artists need to use in order to stand out? I'll give you my top 7 and we'll look at your top 7. So make sure you're subscribed and you'll get a notification boop when that video is out. Thank you so much to Heidi and everybody else who's been supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee. If you think I look decaffeinated, I do look pretty bad today. I've been sick. You can buy me a coffee. And thank you to all my wonderful patrons who've been patronizing me from all around the world. On my Patreon, you can get some original audio, some early releases, be part of the credits, and you can support the channel. But thank you so much just for being here, and I hope to see you in another National Final Reaction video very, very soon. Goodbye. Boo, 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 boo.